Hello, everybody, and welcome to IC Markets Market Commentary. My name is Tamar Mehr from Trade with Precision. So the S&P 500 delivered its longest winning streaks in more than 20 years. We saw a second week of gain for the index. And if we take a look here on the weekly chart, we can see that very strong pullback, but actually we are still in a downtrend. So there's still some warning signs over policy uncertainty. So we could see some selling coming back into the market. And the area that I'm looking at is the 5800. We can see this was the breakdown level on the way down. We then pulled back to test it from below and continued lower. Now we pulled back into the sell zone, that area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. So we could still see a little bit more of a push toward that 5800. Now, if we'll take a look on the daily chart, we can see that the daily is back into an uptrend. Currently, we're sitting between two levels of support and resistance, the 55 and the 5800. So if we'll have a pullback from here toward that 55, I'll be looking for some more buyers to come back around this level. I'll be looking for buying opportunities toward that 5800. If, however, we'll move from here to that 5800, we also have a bit more of that overextension. I'll be looking for some selling reaction around that level. Moving on to Germany, and this is currently my favorite index, and the reason for it comes from the higher time frame. So Germany 40 on the monthly chart has not broke its uptrend, so we simply had a pullback into the averages, the buy zone, the area between the 10 and the 20 moving averages. We closed with a bullish rejection candle, and we already broke above the high of this bullish candle. If we'll take a look at the S&P for a comparison on the monthly chart, we can see that we're still trending below the high of that candle, and we actually broke the uptrend on this monthly chart. So coming back into the Germany 40, let's take a look here on the weekly chart. Now on the weekly chart, we can see this strong V recovery that we had here, and we're sitting very close to the high. We had strong weeks of bullish moves, so we are also overextended. Looking at the daily chart, we can see that we are back into an uptrend, but we haven't had a pullback for a long period of time, and I'm looking for a bit of release of that buying pressure. We consolidated underneath this 22,500 level. We can see that breakdown level that has been before we pushed lower. So I am looking for a pullback to test that level from above and a continuation of this move. We can also see that we have nice convergence here from the momentum indicators to the upside. Now, we did have the election in Australia over the weekend, so let's have a look on the ASX 200. So just like the other indexes, we are back into an uptrend on the daily chart, and we are overextended. And the level that I'm looking at here is the 8,000 as support and the area around the 83.50 for resistance. So once again, if we'll get a pullback toward that 8,000, I'll be looking for buying opportunities. However, if we'll move toward the 83.50 area, I'll be looking for sellers to come back into the market. In this case, that the level of resistance around the 83.50 is not as precise. We can see we had touches in that area in the past, but we also pushed through it and below it quite a lot. So we traded in and around that area. So I'll need to see more signs that the sellers are coming back. Lastly, I want to take a look at the chart of Bitcoin. So this is the monthly chart, and we can see on the monthly we do have a very nice uptrend with clear series of higher highs and higher lows. Moving averages 10, 20, 50, all fanning, all in the correct order, and we have very nice convergence here on the momentum indicators. Now, the big sell-off that we had brought us back into the buy zone, the area between between the 10 and the 20 moving averages and also tested the previous swing high. And currently we're pushing away. We also had a very nice and bullish candle for the month of April, and we already broke above it. So I'm looking for pullback and a continuation of this strong higher time frame move. So quick look on the weekly chart, and we can see that we had this consolidation level before we broke higher. It is in and around the 88,400 area, and we can see that it has been an area of support in the past as well. So going down into the daily chart, I've added the Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high of this latest move, and I'm looking for a pullback to that level of 88,400. So we can now see that we have the 61.8% retracement clustering very nicely with this level. And if we'll get that pullback into this 88,400 level, on the context of the daily, we are going to be below the buy zone, but I am looking for the market reaction to this level of support and resistance, and I'm looking for lower time frame entry into a higher time frame move. Happy trading, everyone. Bye for now.